Okay, so let's look at the first part of this word problem. The first part tells us that 3 times the first of two numbers. So let's stop here. 3 times, so 3 times the first, 3 times x, because x is always the first number, of two numbers. So we wrote that part already. Decrease, so we know subtract, right? So we do subtraction. By the second number is always y, equals, here we don't even have to figure out what the key word is. They even actually just tell us that it equals 9. Okay, that's the first part. You notice how it stops at the period? Now let's look at the second part. The second part tells us that twice the first number, so let's go back here, twice the first number increased, so increased means add, right? Because you're increasing. Increased by the second number equals 11. Okay, so this is easy again because the signs are different and the variables are the same, so I know I can just cancel those out. And I'm going to combine 3x plus 2x is 5x and equals 11 plus 9, which is 20. I divide by the coefficient of x, which is 5, right? But what I do to one side, I have to do to the other, so I'm going to divide the 20 by 5 as well. And my answer is x equals whatever 5 times whatever equals 20, which is 4, so x equals 4. That's my answer for x. Now I'm going to grab my answer for x and plug it into either this equation or this equation. It doesn't matter. I'm going to plug it into the smaller one, to 2x. 2 times 4 plus y equals 11. 8, 2 times 4 is 8, so 8 plus y equals 11. I'm going to subtract 8 from both sides. And I get 8 minus 8 equals 0, so y equals 11 minus 8, which is 3. So that's my answer for x and y. So the next problem. Twice a number, okay, so 2 times a number, I don't know what the number is, so it's x, decreased, subtracted by a second number, y, equals 6. Equals 6. And then 3 times the first number, that's what I read here, right? 3 times the first number increased by twice the second number. So 3 times the first number, increase means plus, right? So increased by, what was it, 2 times? Twice. So that's 2. 2 times the second number equals 23. So what I'm going to do here is I can't use addition, so I'm going to use substitution. I'm going to move the 2. Actually, the way I'm going to do it is this way. I'm going to move the 6 over here and the y over here so that I can have a positive y. So I'm going to subtract 6 from this side and I'm going to add y to this side. Okay? So if I subtract 6 from this side, I get 0 on this side. But I've got to subtract 6 from the other side too. So I'm going to subtract 6. And if I add y to this side, I get 0, but I've got to add y to the other side. So now I've got 2x minus 6 equals y. So now that I know that y is the same, as 2x minus 6, I'm going to grab what y equals, 2x minus 6, and wherever I see y, I'm going to plug in 2x minus 6. So I'm going to use the bottom equation. Remember, this is called the substitution method, so I'm going to substitute y for 2x minus 6. So I'm going to use this bottom equation here. So I have 3x, wherever I see y, I'm going to plug in 2x minus 6, because this is telling me that y is the same as 2x minus 6. So 3x plus 2 times 2x minus 6 equals 23. Now remember, the reason we're doing this is because we can't solve an equation if we have two different variables. So since we have x and y here, this equation, at least at this point in our learning, we can't solve it. Okay? So I've got to have the same variable, so that's why I'm substituting the y for 2x minus 6, because that will allow me to have the same variable, see, x and x, throughout the equation so I could solve for x. Okay, so what we got here is 3x plus 4x, because I'm going to multiply it, use the distributive axiom or the distributive property, and multiply the 2 with the 2 and the 2 with the 6, so I get 4x minus 12 equals 23. Okay, so now I'm going to combine like terms. I'm going to combine the 3x and the 4x. That gives me 7x minus 12 equals 23. Now I've got to isolate the variable. That means I've got to get x by itself. So the first step in doing that is getting rid of this 12. So I'm going to add 12 to both sides. It's going to allow me to get rid of this 12 here, and I'm going to have 7x equals 35. I think, yeah, 35. Now I'm going to, remember again, my goal is to get rid of that x, to get rid of that 7, so I'm going to divide by 7, because I want to get x by itself, so that cancels out. I get x equals 35 divided by 7 equals 5, because 7 times 5 equals 35. So x equals 5, and since y is the same as 2x minus 6, to figure out what y is, I just grab that x and plug it in here. So y is the same as 2 times x, which is 5, minus 6. So y is the same as 2 times 5, which equals 10, minus 6. Y is the same as 10 minus 6, which is 4. So y is the same as 4. So my answer is y equals 4, x equals 5.